Hello, friends. Microphone was off. Was not connected there. How's it going, everyone? How's it going? Thank you for being there. Where are the chats? Where are the hellos? Hello in the chat. No, nobody say hello. Oh my god. There you go. So the audio's working fine. Monitors operating. There we are. Had like 5 people, haven't I? A few people there, and everyone left. On YouTube, YouTube's like very ephemeral. People come in, people leave. Misale, we have Misale here again. Thanks for joining, mate. Thanks for being here. While people arrive, which I don't know, it seems like people are leaving. It's a bit strange. I feel like I just arrived. I just came in and suddenly everyone left. On YouTube, at least. I know I'm not that, I know I'm not, a sightful, but hey, that's not a reason to leave. Should I put on a wig? Should I put on a wig again? It's too hot today for a wig, but I'll definitely put on a wig one of these days. I'll just come in and I have another wig. I have I think 2 more wigs. 2 more wigs my wife has 3 wigs or something like that, and I'll borrow the wigs from her and I'll wear them. So I'm warning you. Okay? Then just leave when I arrive. How's it going? Well, it's just so glad to be here. And again, and today we have we're going to talk about a few things, but I mean, we're going to make a game, but we're going to address a couple of things that are important, because let me close this thing up so that we have the maximum amount of memory available. There you go. Oh, I'm gonna close this. I had the old. Oh no, it's close. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna open the engine. We're gonna come in. We're gonna look at the game a little bit, but we're gonna talk about something. Sadly people come and go, so I don't really know who's gonna be here, who isn't gonna be here. I've been working. First of all, it's always a little catch up. I've been working a lot on all the different things regarding the experience, the UX for the visual scripting. It's tough. It's I've highly underestimated the task. Well, I think wait. I overestimated the task when I first thought, okay, I'm gonna do this. Should I do this? Well, this is a hard task. And then when I started doing it, I underestimated it. I thought it was going to be. I thought like, oh, but this is simple, right? This should be simple. Yeah. Imagine my surprise. Well, the thing is, the interpreter itself didn't take too long to make. So when I made the whole interpreter, I basically just felt like the most powerful man alive. I was like, wow, if I can do this now, it's going to be incredible. But I think when I finished that is when I actually realized that I had very, very much underestimated the task at hand. And now the UX, the UI, the whole UI, it's a massive pain. Wow. I mean, I do UI and all this stuff for, it's my bread and butter, right? But I know how hard it is. I know it's hard. People sometimes they tend to underestimate the importance and the difficulty of making good UI, and even to the point that some people don't even call programmers the people who build UIs. And wow, it's hard to make UIs, mate. Wow, it's hard to make UIs and program them in the right way, and all the different things that can happen. And what's the right way to do this? That is not, and sometimes doing things the wrong way can take you the whole rabbit hole of things going badly. You know, just it's a not a rabbit hole. It's a domino effect. You know, just miss it there and just everything just falls apart. So it's yeah, UI is hard. UI design is extremely hard. And when you're doing an interpreter, I mean, I do that every day. But when you're doing an interpreter, you tend to, you know, I'm doing the interpreter. I'm going, yeah, this is so easy. This is so nice. Yeah, I'm doing this. Yes, so happy about it, right? And I finish it, and I'm like, whoa, nice. And then I have to do UI. I think now it's just the UI, right? I mean, you just have to do the UI. Oh my god, wow, it's hard. Kerath, thank you for joining, mate. Thank you for being there. It says UIs are shit. They are shit, man. They are extremely hard to make. And yeah, some people hate making UIs. Absolutely. I love making UIs. They're hard. Yes, they're hard work. They require you to be capable of having, say, a stroke every now and then. I think. But yeah, it's a tough business, UIs, you know. So yeah, let's begin the first matter of the day. While I prepare this thing, is it? Yeah. Oh, okay. It's loaded. So I'm gonna. Oh, this other thing was what I have to load, and we're gonna load that as well. No, it's tower defense. There you go. I forgot which one it was. There you go. Okay. So we're gonna open that now. But yeah, before we start. Oh, is this on? Yeah, it's on. Oh, I know what happened there. I have, I think the connection dropped or something. But yeah, something we need to talk about. I think I always talk about how approaching a project, like sometimes, you know, I say, hey, you know, when you are going to build something for the first time in a platform, it's good to be it's good to kind of bring your project down to earth, bring your idea down to earth, think about it like, okay, I'm here now, you know, this is the whole idea here. Let's bring it down, let's boil it down until it's something, you know, more compressed, something more realistic, and then we can start adding things up, you know, if we want. What's the minimum thing I can do that is realistic that I can finish? And that's what I always say, right? But there's a whole other side of these, that is, when you actually think about that, when you think, okay, I'm gonna make something simple, and you think about the simple thing you want to do, and you actually set to make something very simple, and suddenly that turns into something not simple, and just starts getting, and you start thinking about new things, and you start adding more things because you didn't realize that the one thing, there's just one condition that can make your whole thing super difficult. And I'm talking about our tower defense project, obviously the tower defense project we're making. So here we are. I'm gonna share the screen. Oh, we have a message from Kerath here. So he said, I'm more autistic than artistic, I think. Those are not exclusive. You can be very autistic, I know very artistic people who are artistic. So those two are very, they are not incompatible. You can be very autistic and very artistic person, like, but yeah, you can be more math oriented, more logic oriented, you know, and less of, you know, art or creativity and things like that. But autism is, you know, it's got nothing to do with art, with not being artistic. These are two very different, very separate things. But my 5-year-old has an easier time making something visually creative than I am. That's also the kids' creativity, right? I think kids in general are connected to that creative muscle way more than we are, right? They don't have the whole I think they don't have the cringe muscle that we have as well, right? Sometimes we cringe just to think about ourselves doing things, you know, there's certain things and going, should I be doing this? You know, I shouldn't be a grown up to be doing this. And sometimes, you know, and I think that same muscle is the same one that lets you sort of let go and do stuff, right? Sometimes you just want to do shit, and it's like, yeah, you know. And when you're a kid, you know, you don't have any prejudices, you know, stuff like that. You just do stuff, and that freedom that you have in your brain, I think, just makes you more creative. Yeah, and you haven't seen as much, but you have a lot of all the archetypes in your brain as well, right? So you can even draw upon things that you see, and you can draw upon things that you still haven't really made actual sense of. So that is, I think that's a big power. I think that's a big power for kids to have like this powerful creative images coming out of their brains that are absolutely, you know, bonkers, right? Oh, we have DJ Locane 254 saying it was hard for me to read that 5. Oh my god, going blind. So what's good, bro? All right, mate, thanks for being there. It's all good here. I'm having to drink my first mate here of the evening while we load the screen. Yeah, let's load the project here. So the project, let's show you. Oh, Mincelay there. I agree. Sometimes kids have really good perspective of things that most adults wouldn't even think about. Absolutely. I know. I was a kid. I remember the days. Yeah, kind of remember. I have memories from when I was 1 year old. No, sorry, I have memories when I wasn't even 1 year old. I have memories of myself like moving around in a little thing I had to like pull, you know. I don't know how that's called in English. Andador in Spanish. I don't know how it's called in English. But my mom put me there, you know. I remember like running around this patio. I couldn't walk, basically, right? So yeah, I have memories of that. I have memories of my 1 year old birthday. Fuck, I have memories. I have like very old memories. But I also had like a very terrible bump in the head when I was, I think, 2, 3 or something like that, about there. And probably that made me like put all those memories back. Maybe that's maybe why I'm you know, I'm like this, you know. I just got bumped my head badly and this happened, you know. I'm here. Yeah, but I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago. So, you know, there's that. And I forget what I'm saying all the time. So, you know, the memory towards the past, very useless. Very useless skill. All right. Let's come here. Let's share the screen. All right. Okay. So we have this game, right? We decided, okay, we're gonna make a tower defense. But we're gonna make a tower defense that people can use to make tower defense games. But as we were making it, we realized that, hey, many of the systems that we use for tower defense can also be used for an RTS game. Oh, interesting. And there are 2 things that made this extremely difficult. The first thing that made it, the first difficulty, the first condition that started making this very difficult was the fact that this should be a platform for people to make all sorts of tower defense games. Because that means that I have to actually think about abstractions way more. I have to actually abstract things a lot more. So this means that when you come here, right, you're playing this game and you're thinking, oh, okay, this is all the things, you know, this is the menu of a gun tower, right? And this is the menu with, you know, a cannon, and, you know, well, you can see there the tower, you know, hitting that guy there. Let's sell this one so you can see this one, for instance, working there. Yeah, you can see that one. And let's show you the energy one so you can see this one acting. And then you have our barracks with our minions coming out of it, right, and fighting. You can see them fighting there. There you go. this feature changed everything. This little feature actually changed everything, because now we also have other issues, because now we saw how our enemies coming through this path wasn't just them, following waypoints. If they were just following waypoints and we were just fighting them and that's it, that would be one thing. That would be easy, right? But now that they can move around and fight their enemies, now this makes it way more difficult, because now we have to think about if they have actually passed through a certain part, right? And so we have to, if this was a game itself, that would be simple. That would be a simple solution. But now we have to think about it as a platform. How do we make this? We shouldn't add things that are not part of the platform, because we're making a platform, right? We're building a platform to make a game. So this has greatly raised the perspective, the difficulty of our endeavor here, because now we have to think about different things, different solutions. One of the things also, right, since we can move this point, we should also be able to move that point. I just removed the ability because of the collision with other towers. But yeah, this is a gathering point, the rally point for the barracks thing. So yeah, we started with something very simple, and we ended up with a whole thing that became quite complicated and big. It's not yet big as a project. It's not massive, but it has many little difficult things that we need to think about. And we can just add things as we want. We need to think of them as a platform. We need to think of them as, hey, should we add this thing because is this actually something we should put on the game as a thing of the game, because it's not a game, it's a platform again. So how do we make it so that people can add their own, right? Like I said with the pathfinding, if we remove the waypoints and say, okay, let's use pathfinding, how do we make it so that people can use their own sort of algorithm? Because you can't force them to go with one thing, so you need to make it, like a platform. Are we using nav mesh? Are we using, all these things, they add up to the platform. And once you add these things to the platform, you start actually bulking up material in the platform, and we don't want to do that. We really don't want to do that. So this has turned into a whole difficult project, and I think we should face it as what it is, as a project, as a complex project that we're building here. But it's turning also, I think, I don't know how fun it is to sit here and watch me do this all the time. I really don't know. I don't have much feedback from people telling me about, hey, I really enjoyed you making this game in particular. And there's also the fact that I don't know if I should, I think I should, I will obviously keep building this because I think it's interesting, and because obviously I said I was going to open source this thing and put this game in this platform game, this platform for games, for RTS and tower defense games in the on GitHub. The whole idea is that it will make it simple for you to make these games. But now, should I also do other things? Should I also should I do this maybe once a week? And then one day a week, should we do like another thing, so that we don't get bored doing the same thing over and over again? Because I think one thing I really liked this past few streams was that we actually did all the things. We talked about something interesting. And but what happens when we don't have that interesting things? Like we talk about AI and the implications of AI and game development and all these things, right? And the implications of AI and art, and we talked about these things. I told you what I thought. We talked about the licenses. We need to talk about that again. but yeah, all these things we've talked about have made it interesting to, okay, we come back and we start making this game, but we're not just making that game. We also have other things we're doing, and that's cool. But also it removes the focus of the game, and it really stretches out the time that we take to make this game. I mean, in the sense that instead of making it in the next 3 weeks, we're going to finish the next 6 weeks. So that, or maybe more, because we have less of a focus in our brains about this. So maybe I could do this sometimes on my free time or something, and sometimes, when I can't stream, but I can't make this, I could like add things up and then come back and show you things that I've been doing with this. And maybe we should like develop more like smaller little games with smaller scope, with truly small scopes, like true mini games, more demo kind of game. Like just displaying like one little thing, like say a mechanic or feature or something interesting. I think that would be nice. I don't know. I think I would enjoy it a lot. Maybe more of you will enjoy it as well, but I don't know really. So I would like your feedback. I would like to know what you think. But here we have Kerath says, I guess that each enemy needs to have its own sight range, and if you want it as a platform, that needs to be able to be changed. Maybe it should be able to be upgraded or whatever. Yes, that is possible. That is possible. Yeah, the minions, like the sight of the minions and all that. It's see, I'm going to show you here. We have for instance, this is the friendly one. To give you an example, right? You have these components, right? And it has a range, and it has an attack rate, right? And you can give it a the attack rate. Well, the attack rate is not. No, this is the weapon. Sorry, this is the weapon, right? So the enemy itself, like the minion itself, it's this one. You can add all sorts of things because it's a part of the character package. There's a character package here in the marketplace, so you can download that character package. This is going to be part of the, it's going to come in with the whole project, but you have the shield, you can add shield, armor, stamina, you can add a bunch of things. This one just has HP, and for now, right? And we haven't used any of these for any sort of thing yet, but this kind of handles all sorts of like shield regeneration, things like that for you if you want. And then the weapon itself, the weapon works with the minions sort of to help you have, for instance, animations like this one, right? This one uses the attack animation from our animation list in Reanimator, the attack animation. We have the animation that is here. So we just drag and drop the, where is it? The attack animation, drag and drop it here. And this is our attack animation. And then we have, because we have the other minion, the other prefab, that is the, for instance, we create this other one that is ranged, but it also has a ranged weapon, right? With the range is 6, that will start shooting. We'll use a shoot, and this one will just attack, right? We use the attack animation. So this will punch when it's close enough, and will shoot when it's at a distance. When it's not a punching range, it will shoot. So you have like, it's very, very flexible. You can just drag and drop a component of this and add like 3-4 weapons if you want, and with different ranges, and it will use the weapon for the job, depending on the range. It will use the range for the weapon. So the system, like the platform, uses ranges to decide on weapons, weapons to use. And Mr. Lay here says, I think making some mini games in some streams is a good idea. I agree. I think I've been thinking about that actually. I like, my hope is that this stream will grow and we'll have more people, at some point, and we'll be able to do more things. But also, I think part of it growing and bringing in more people is also showing interesting things, right? It's showing things that are exciting and people want to come in and see them, right? What are we doing next stream, right? What's the next mechanic we're going to be facing, and are we just going to try and finish a whole game? Because if finishing a whole game, it's hard. It's not just making a little mechanic and a little thing. It's actually, it takes a lot to make a whole game that is complete, that works and all that, and making a platform as well, right? Because that is completing a platform. So it's two different things, and I think we should face them as what they are. It's two different things, and so maybe some streams I could keep working on that platform on this tower defense RTS platform thing, which I think is cool. It's great. I'm glad that I've been doing it in every stream, because I think that's great. Because it's sort of like, for me, it means doing some marketing, if you will, showing the people, spreading the word, if you will, and also like building something that is going to help developers who use Rogue Engine. So that's cool, right? That's really nice. But so it's like killing two birds with one stone sort of things. The sort of thing that I need to start doing more if I want to have any sort of time. Watching you, it says DJ Locane saying, watching you from Kenya. Good work, bro. Thanks, mate. How's Kenya doing nowadays, mate? How's the weather there? Yeah, it's by the way, if you hear any noise or something, I have the window open because it's kind of warm here. So yeah, it's strangely enough, UK it's warm right now. So yeah. Just saying. So if you hear any sort of ambient noise or something, it's just because I have the window open. I have no choice. It's that, or just fry here, just be sweating all over. Okay, so that's my thought process here. Hopefully more people will join in as we go, but that's my responsibility as well. I have to show more exciting things, I believe, right? Let me show you what I'm thinking, right? Let me show you what I'm thinking about. I also want to be excited, right? I'm not excited right now to come in and work on this platform exactly. I'm excited to come and see, okay, if people are joining and talking to people here. But and like I said, usually it's an excuse, making the game, like just thinking about making the game as an excuse. It's okay until it isn't, right? Because then if it's an excuse to answer questions and all that, then it's not fun. It's really not fun. Let me bring this to you. I want to show you something. Okay, so imagine this, right? So we come in. Let's look at this. Okay, we're here, right? We're here, and okay. This is Kenny.nl. If you don't know it, this is one thing you should know. If you're making games, these are all free assets, Creative Commons assets, actually, and they're all beautiful, great. They have a style, Kenny has a very a particular style that is I think very, very cool, and I really like it. Look at these assets, they look beautiful. This is one of the newer packages, and it's really nice. Look at that, it's really, really nice looking. You have options and all that. It's really cool. By the way, if you enjoy his content, you should go and also donate. Go and donate for to help him keep making more content. You have all these things, this really cool stuff. Weapon packages, all these things, and maybe we can work on a little mechanic. So just put a character there with a weapon and make it shoot, and make us this little arena where they shoot each other, and that's it. Very simple thing. We do it once, maybe we do it one day. We don't think about adding a UI with this and that and making all kind of complicated things. Maybe we add a little UI, just show how how many have we killed and how many bullets we have or something like that. Or maybe not even that. We can keep adding things if we want, but we need to sort of set like I think a limit, I guess, of what we're going to do, right? Maybe we'll do like a little, city building thing. We just add things on the screen. Just have a little patch of grass and we add, streets and buildings and that stuff. I don't know. We can play with different mechanics, and when more people join, we can sort of vote on, okay, what should we do now? We grab one of these packages, we bring them all in, right? Maybe a fishing game. I don't know. It's something very simple, right? We can bring any of these things and actually make really cool shit, and make it like in one stream, and maybe 2 streams, and maybe we should put that limit. Something we can do in 2 sessions. At most 3, and we finish that, and that's it. We go for something else. What's next? So that we have enough time to answer questions in the middle and all that. Because sometimes if we haven't really been building and we have been talking a lot, that can really make that can really disrupt things a lot if we're not careful. DJ Logan saying Kenya's all good, but we on the cold season. Oh, right, yeah. South, like I'm from Uruguay. Yeah, my family there it's cold right now. Yeah, they're freezing their asses right now. So I feel you, mate. But how cold is it? How cold is it right now? I mean, I don't know how I don't get the reference of how far south it is. Because obviously I can compare it with South America, but I don't remember the meridian that it's in. Sorry, the parallel that it's in. Yeah, sort of thinking how far south from the tropic it is. Missile is saying, I really like Kenny's assets too. Yeah, they're fantastic. I think Kenny's an absolute amazing person. All this stuff we have here, we can play so many things, but maybe not with things like this, where we can get caught up doing dialogues and adding buttons and adding things, like this is maybe something I should tackle on my own and start doing, because I don't want to bore you to death. I think we should do exciting things live, right? We should do exciting things and maybe plan, okay, we're missing this. Maybe I should build like a little platform for this. Maybe a little thing that could help us make this easier, and come in and do the exciting bits. So that, in 2 hours, we can do something really cool. I think that's a good compromise. And I think it will make, I would like to be able to sort of change the title. Or maybe, add a little thing, say, okay, for the next one, what are we going to do? Okay, we pick one, we say, okay, we do something maybe on Christmas, we do one of these, we do Christmas time, something about gifts or, no things there, and, whatever makes sense for people in the north for Christmas. And, for people like me from the South America, the far South America, it's hot in Christmas. So it's warm. It's very, it's summer in Christmas. So you may know, I know so many people from Brazil watch these streams, so you may be aware of that. But yeah, I don't know, this is ideas. It's just ideas. I know, well, people are leaving now, so I don't know how many people got to see this. But this is really cool. Look at this. Like these ideas that Kenny gives you, right? We can do a little platformer. There's also the cutaneous assets. If you haven't come here, if you haven't watched cutaneous assets, I've highly recommend coming here and cutaneous.com. And you know, obviously, if you can support them, you know, just come here and click here, you know, pay $3 and get all the assets, you know. But these are all Creative Commons assets. You can come here and download them one by one by yourself for free. You can also get them all, you know, in one, which is great for $3. You can also go on Patreon, you know, subscribe to his Patreon. I am subscribed. You should too, because his assets are fantastic. I mean, look at this thing, right? Look at this thing, right? This is unbelievable. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is incredible. Look at the details. It's fantastic. It's absolutely stunning. Some of these assets are not very optimized for web, so you may have to do some stuff here and there. So if you're watching this, Paul, Cutaneous, I know you sometimes you come here, sometimes you watch. Optimizing them for use on three.js would be really cool, because yeah, that's something that would help a lot of creators, the web creators. But yeah, it's not the vast majority of creators, definitely. Just yeah, I know I may be asking too much there. I know, but if you for the future assets, I know most of the newer assets I think are very optimized, honestly. Sometimes it happens with the older assets, like the further away you go, like the towers were not, I mean, I was able to use them anyway, but I had to do a few things here and there. Sometimes when they have like two materials in one asset, things like that, it gets a bit difficult. But yeah, in general, I prefer using like the atlases with these ones. It's really cool. The texture atlases, they help a lot. And mostly if you get to have like all of them in one, like all of them with one texture, that's a killer. That's a killer. Absolutely fantastic, because it's one Droko. So one texture, all of these with one texture, it would be like awesome. Absolutely amazing. But yeah, I don't know, just a thought. And maybe something it's just not for Cutaneous, but maybe for you to be aware of, for you making a game, for you making anything with assets. Like just you don't have to make the assets, you don't have to do anything. So hey, just take a minute to optimize the asset. Don't just use it as it is. You see, we can make an awesome fishing game with this. Look at this, the rods, the fish, and that would be awesome. We could actually make so many cool things with this. And yeah, this is awesome. This is absolutely fantastic. Well, I used the weapon for the first person shooter thing that I did. I used these weapons. We could use the first person shooter one to make like a little mechanic thing, actually, and do like a little game, like just shooting something. I don't know. That would be cool as well. Tanks shooting. That would be fantastic. I mean, I think these assets have a lot of how to say, they have a lot of detail, and they kind of may force you to do a bit more as well. So have to be careful with that. We have to be careful with that as well, because they're great assets, truly. So but yeah, just a thought. And then what I was thinking for the next like for our next stream, one thing we could do is we could grab one of these road things, like just this one, the straight one, and we could grab one of these car packages one of these car packs. Where is the car packs? This is the 3D mode. We can see the cars. Well, this is toy cars. We could do it with toy cars, but I think it's more fun with. We could do it with real cars. Where is it? Yeah, cars. Yeah, car kit. We could put like, say we're driving this one here or this one here, one of these, right? So say we grab this car here, and we could put all the other cars, and we could put them in the in the street, like, and we can do like a little vertical scroller, with the car moving around, moving up, and avoiding cars, like an endless runner sort of thing. That would be really cool. How far can you get, with sort of points? You don't need to reach any destination. It's just, maybe find how can we make it progressively more difficult, maybe with speed or something like that. That would be really, really cool. And yeah, maybe we expand the road. While we're going, we expand the road. We make it like more rails. I don't know. So I think that will make an interesting game. That will make for an interesting game. It's not an original idea at all. It's a very simple idea, but it's exciting to just do that and finish it, right? Just start and finish, right? Just, and that's, I think that's an interesting thing, I guess. I don't know. And one day we could just pick, say, okay, let's do a Lego game. Let's just put Legos, just attach Legos, make a game where we have, a bunch of Lego pieces. And the difficult thing about this sort of game, though, is that you have to actually either have like a bunch of Legos here and just have to order them. I just move them around. Say, we already know what we're building, so we need to. Yeah, it's pretty difficult. Maybe that's not for one stream. But yeah, the mechanic itself is just grabbing Legos, and if you have like a menu of Legos, like if the mechanic is having a menu on the side and drag and dropping pieces from a menu into the screen, that'll work. Probably, yeah. And yeah, what else can we do? But I'm thinking that for the first one. And here's a cool thing I'm thinking. We could do the vertical scrolling with this, right? So we make that one mechanic, and then we grab the same mechanic, and we grab a spaceship, right? Which is space. We grab one of these spaceship or something, I don't like these ones, honestly. Not a fan of these ones because this is more oriented to like ground things, so I'm not sure they will work in but maybe the Quaterni has amazing spaceships. We could grab this, these spaceships are just insanely good. We could grab these spaceships, one of these, and a few of these, and we can do use the same space, just the same mechanism to generate random scenes, as you go up, and but bring in more difficult enemies. The enemies are coming down and meteorites. Maybe the first thing we had is just meteorites coming down, and you just have to shoot them, and you get points for shooting the meteorites. And then you have enemies that come to you, and you have to shoot them. Things like that. And more difficult enemies start coming in, and things like that. That would be a cool game, I think. A cool little mechanic that we can have. And oh no, I hurt my arm. And oh no, yeah. And yeah, that should be a fairly simple thing to do, since we would have already had the vertical scrolling thing, right? So yeah. Oh, Mr. is saying it could also help some people starting with Rogue Engine with simple games. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, that's my thought, right? As well. Like things that make you excited to say, hey, I want to, make a game, and not really just, oh, this thing's bleeding. Shit. I kind of hurt my arm, so I'm sorry. But I'm bleeding. But yeah, I'm thinking, let me put some alcohol. I have some alcohol here, I think. Let me bring some alcohol. Just to make sure it doesn't get infected. There you go. I don't feel any pain anymore. Yeah. I can actually I can have an open wound and drop a bunch of alcohol on it. It's like I can tolerate that so much now. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. So yeah, using helping people use Rogue Engine. I think it's it helps a lot more. It helps people a lot more using Rogue Engine to bring in easy things. And I guess just having like a couple of things, starting with a couple of things that are where we can use the same mechanic with 2 or 3 different games. Maybe the next one we grab we do sort of like a temple run thing, we just grab like, we call it a robot run, and we use this robot here, this guy, and where is the guy, or alien run, we'd use this alien here, and yeah, we can grab this guy and we jump, like I don't know, some platforms there, we have to avoid enemies on those platforms, I don't know, like we can start thinking about these things, right? Like what else can we do with this same platform? What other game can we do with this same mechanic? And then we start, when we have a bunch of them, maybe I can like compress that into a little platform that I can put in the marketplace, right? And that would be cool, right? Maybe a mechanism to create little random scenes and to do side scrollers, vertical scrollers, in 3D. That would be really cool. Like independently oriented. Sigma71, how's it going, mate? Thanks for joining. Saying, are you using a JS framework? Yeah, we're using a game engine called Rogue Engine, which I built, and so taking that out of the way, that I built it, right? So that's why we're using this. That is basically a game engine to use three.js. So you can make components, like it's a Unity-like environment to make games with three.js. And yeah, it sort of helps you out with components, and you can add components to your games, to your game objects, and it's object 3Ds they're called here, and yeah, you can have all sort of things added to your components here. You have let me show you like a component like this is a game logic here, right? And you can have things like little properties that you can watch in the inspector with a little decorator like this. You can see them in the inspector. You see all these variables being there, and so yeah, it kind of gives you a little platform to use three.js in the way that you would use in Rogue Engine. To use three.js in the way that you would use Unity. No problem, mate. No problem. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. And yeah, so that's what we're mostly using. And no, that's what we are using. And I said mostly because that's what we're mostly doing, is making games with this thing. But all the times we're just, I guess, talking. Yeah, I'm gonna put some more alcohol in this thing because it's still bleeding. Shit. Yeah, it was my mistake. I had already hurt myself there, and now it's bleeding again. I think I scratched it by mistake and start bleeding again. But yeah, I think it's a cool idea. I don't know. You let me know what you think. I don't know if you're watching this after the fact. I know many people watch this after the fact. Leave me a comment. Tell me, hey, yeah, I really like this. I want to. I would like us to do this thing. Think about ideas that are simple, very simple things, like something that would take 3 streams at most, like 3 sessions at most. Think about something like that. Like, a very short, very small scope. And the first thing we're probably going to do is that, right? It's just a vertical scroller. A vertical scroller that we can then turn into a space shooter, kind of vertical scroller space shooter. Very simple. Just the mechanic and showing the enemies coming through, bing, bing, bang, bang things, the meteorites and the enemies, it's just having different patterns of movement. And we moving around, limiting ourselves to the size of the screen. We can do that game and we're done. And we put it in the examples in the example page. And I think that's fantastic, right? We can have like cool shit in the examples page very fast and we can just upload it and people can play it. So it's, we can have that game, a playable game very fast with its small, simple mechanic, very fast in the examples. I think that's fun. That's cool, right? So yeah, let's do that. Also because I think we can then, for instance, grab the same games we did when we finish with visual scripting stuff. We can, like with 1.0 comes out, maybe before 1.0 comes out, I can do a test with the development version using the visual scripting to see if we can make like the same game, but all with visual scripting instead of writing code. And that way we can test, okay, what's missing and things like that. And we can do that live, right? We can just do that live. I think that would be exciting, right? I think that would be exciting, but I don't know what you find exciting. Yeah, finally stop bleeding. Okay. Yeah, so that's my idea. I don't know. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you I know Mitchell said it was a fun idea. Let me know if you like the idea of doing the vertical scroller first, because I think vertical scroller is very simple. We already have like the same thing we did with the we did the same thing with the Flappy Bird. So it would be like sort of like the Flappy Bird, but in this way, right? Well, oh wow, yeah. We could grab, also do it horizontally. Like we could actually try and make it horizontal as well, right? So do a whole, hey, let's swap this mechanism and make it horizontal. Just maybe with the same spaceship and all, but to the other side. Grab the same spaceship game, horizontal. So sort of flipping everything. Can we actually flip this? And it should be like in one day, which is one stream, we go in and just flip everything and see how it works. Can we just move the camera and the controller and like the patterns of the enemies, like just instead of moving this way, just moving this way, right? And it will work. That'll be fun, right? Yeah, that'll be cool. I don't know. I think, but I really don't know. This is asking to be a sort of monster fighting game. This is asking for it, like an actual, and you have like evolutions of monsters here. You can kind of like Pokemon kind of game for this. You can see that. You can see this, right? Yeah, you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing, right? You can see your little one guy Pokemon thing, becoming more powerful here. You can see the same, right? Look at this and this. You know, you have your Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard thing going on here. It's just, you know, it's that, you know, the 3 evolution paradigm. Same thing. See, yeah, I can see it. I can see it. You can see it too. I know. This is asking for it. It's just you know. In fact, here you go. You know, you have this one here. You have this. It's asking for it. It's just. It's one thing we could do, but I don't know. Maybe you do it before I do it. Maybe you take the idea home. If you do, please share it in the showcase, Discord. Join our Discord. Hey, join Discord. Hey, okay. Join our Discord and come in, and we'll talk. And you know, you can share the things that you do there, and then you can get a tag there, a thing there that says that you're a show. How is it? A show off. Okay. Game development now, because people are going to start getting bored and me talking about what we're going to do instead of doing something. So we do game development now. What are we going to do? So what are we going to do? Okay, we'll see where we were at. Where are we at? We're looking at the minion thing. Yeah, we had a problem. I remember now. Yeah. We had a problem with the animation. Yeah. So let's fix it. Let's fix it. Let's come here. Let's see, because if you remember, let's put our barracks here, and now these minions would start coming in, and the first few are just going to fight these guys, because as you can see, we have then the current wave, we have these melee minions, and the 3 last ones, they're gonna start shooting. They're gonna remain behind, and they should shoot from. See, that's it. They remain behind, but they, instead of using the shoot animation, they are actually punching. But they should be using the shoot animation. That, if you remember, I know some of you do. Do you remember what happened with the shoot animation? Do you remember that? Were you here before? How's it going, Shika? Hello, Mr. Making JS Games with Bro Game. Yeah, mate. We're still on it. We're still on it. How's it going, mate? Thanks for joining us. Good of you to join, finally. Yeah, so the problem we had was that yeah, see, we have the shoot animation here. Do you remember, were you here in the last stream? Were you here? Because we have our walk animation, right? This is a walk animation. There's an idle animation. This is the attack animation. Look at that. Punching, right? This is death animation. This is you die, right? And this is the shoot animation. This is the shoot animation. Is this guy shooting? Is it shooting a load in it? Right, look at that. What are you doing, mate? That's amazing. No. This can't be. We can't do this on YouTube. This is too much for YouTube, mate. This is for. I think this is for all the content pages that are now. That now you have to use ID here in the UK to watch. I can't even mention them because we're in. We're on YouTube. But yeah. How silly, eh? How silly, how silly. Well, that's another thing we talk about in one of the streams. Another thing, if you're gonna go back and see, we talk about babysit government, and we talk about yeah, a bunch of things. But yeah. Regulations and how they can affect you making games, and this itch.io situation as well. If you haven't watched that, I recommend you go watch that, because yeah, it affects you, right? If you're a creator, game creator mostly, knowing what's going on with itch.io, knowing what's going on with governments, and yeah, the regulation of content, knowing as a creator where your limitations are. I'm gonna grab this thing so I can because my arm's bleeding again. There you go. It's not really bleeding, but it's, you know, it's trying to heal, so it does this thing where it doesn't bleed, but it kind of, yeah, doesn't matter. All right. Okay. So, why isn't it shooting? So how can we debug this? The way to debug this, I think, is we know that we are attacking, right? So we say we attack. I think it is, right? We have an attack. See? We have an attack function for our weapons, right? So this is a weapon, an RTS weapon, right? So this is how we get our weapons. We just say where are they? Where is the weapons? Here, right? So we have weapons, we get them in an array, right? We have here an array, and here's how we say get all weapons. We just get all the weapons, get object components, right? So all the components in this object 3D, we filter them, say, hey, I want my weapons, and then what we do is we get them here, and we get the one with the max range. Basically, we want to know which one is the one with the maximum range, with the bigger range, I guess, because that's the first one that's going to be used, I guess. Is it really? Yeah, that's our limitation to start attacking. Yeah. So our limitation to start attacking is our weapon with the longest range, right? So say, okay, our trigger to start attacking. So if we are close to an enemy enough that we can attack them, because the enemy is close enough to start shooting them, as soon as we get into range, we shoot, you know, or we punch, you know, whatever you're doing. You just attack. But yeah, we're actually attacking here, right? We're getting the shortest range weapon, so the one that is closer to the enemy, and we use that one. And here, yeah, the weapon is not yet built, right? We haven't added the projectiles, shooting, and all these things. Although we should be shooting in the case of a weapon with higher range. But what we're going to do is we're going to say that if range is greater than 4, right? Because we know we have our weapon has more than 4, but just to be sure, just to be clear here, because we want to find it here. So we say, okay, if it's greater than 4, we say console.log. We're going to show what are we going to show? We're going to show shot, and so just so we know that where are we shooting from, we need to know where we're shooting from. We're gonna add, maybe we can add the name here. We can say ranged weapon, and you can say punch and ranged weapon, and yeah, I think that's fine. Let's use camel case. I like camel case much better. Yeah. Save and exit. Yeah, there you go. And here we go. So we say if this the name equals ranged weapon. I mean, like that. And we say shot. And do we have the console open? No. There you go. Yeah. So you open the console here. There you go. Play. Let's put the barracks here so that we can start soon, as soon as possible to shoot. Let's see if we get any. Okay, we get the movings. We should remove these. Okay, let's see if we get any shooting. Now we should start getting shooting. But no, we're not getting any. Oh, this one's left. Okay, we have runners. So never shot. We never really. That's why, eh? That's why. So we're not even using the right weapon. We're not using the right weapon, so that's a good thing. That means that we're not insane. We're just doing it wrong here. So we're doing a smooth look at, right? We're looking at the enemy position, right? So we have the enemy here, and okay, and we're getting the weapon with the shortest range. And where are we attacking with the one with the shortest range in this way? That's the problem, eh? We're attacking. Is that a problem? So let's see. Let's see what's going on here. We're applying the state here, right? Here we're saying okay, yeah, the problem is that we are actually getting the one with the shortest range and not really the one that is closest to the enemy. That is a problem. That is the problem, yeah. So yeah, that's wrong. That's just wrong. So this is our distance to target. So if our distance to target is smaller or equal to the max attack range, then we say, hey, start attacking. State is attack. And when our state is attack, here you go. So now we apply the state, right? So now we do the stuff that our state, because we're selecting the state, and here we're applying it, right? And this is what we do: we select the state, we apply the state, right? In the update. So every frame we are selecting our new state. Like every frame we're checking our state, and we're applying whatever that state is. So in the application of the state, we say, okay, if our state equals to attack, right? So we have we grab the first enemy in the list. That's our enemy. We grab its position. We say we smooth look at that position, right? This is smooth look at. So it's simply doing using a ghost to look at the enemy, and then we simply smoothly rotate towards the ghost position, right? So the ghost looks at the enemy, right? So snaps. So that's a snap look, and we rotate smoothly towards the ghost, right? So the ghost rotation. Yeah, it's just a little snippet there. What we did with that. And yeah, so that's the first thing we're doing. Just the first thing is we start rotating towards the enemy, and it's very, very smooth, fast but smooth, and so it doesn't snap, and then we have the shortest range weapon is what we get in here. So we do a reduce, and we get the one with weapon range smaller than so yeah, the weapon is the one we're getting here on the shortest one. So we get yeah, the previous one and the next one. So if the one we have right now is smaller than the previous one, we return that one, right? So yeah, and we return the shortest. Okay, so we return that one. We return that one till we return the short. That's just giving us the shortest one. So it's always going to be punching because that's the one with the shortest range. That's stupid. That's just stupid. We're attacking with that one. Yeah, no. It should be yeah, no, this is not it. This is not it. We have to select the one that is closer to the enemy. So we have to get distance to the enemy, right? So we say get distance to target. That's okay, right? So we say const distance dist to target, right? And we say get distance to target, which we have it there, so it should be simple enough. And we say so we say we have the distance. This is just a number. And okay, so if we have one that is come on here. Missile is saying I have to go. I need some sleep. Have a good stream, mate. Have a good sleep, mate. Thanks for joining. Thanks for always being there, joining us and being around to help. Thanks so much, mate. Great commentator here, Mr. Lay. Good night, mate. And yeah, have a good sleep. Good rest. I hope we can see you in the well, I hope you can watch it later, right? Anyway, right? It's yeah, I don't know how exciting it is for you anymore. Right? That's the thing, right? And the next one we're going to definitely just switch it up, right? Next Thursday, like I always come here Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? So next Thursday 7 p.m. GMT, I'm gonna come here and we can do probably like the the vertical scroller game, the car vertical scroller. That's probably what we're going to do. That's also going to help me a lot to do like more content that I can actually like grab snippets of and put on the web, right? That's really cool, right? That would be like, because if I can do like little shorts and put it on YouTube, you know, that'll help me create more content, which is kind of what we want, right? Reuse the stuff that we do here. I need to get the YouTube monetization so that YouTube actually pushes more videos, you know, even if you don't get like, even if, you know, it's not about YouTube money, you know, which is I'm not expecting to do much there, but the amount of views that you get, you know, having the monetization there, maybe you, instead of getting 100 views, you get 1,000, right? Which is nothing. But yeah, in the same time, right? In the same time you get 100 or 200, maybe you get 1,000, 2,000. And if you consistently get those numbers, you know, it's a good thing, right? The idea is to grow Rogue Engine, not the YouTube channel. But if the YouTube channel grows, Rogue Engine can grow. So it's a good thing. So yeah, that's what we're here. That's what we're here. And we're also streaming on Twitch, by the way, because it's also Twitch, Twitch. You know, Twitch has a problem with the, you know, discoverability and all that. It's just, you know, while I'm live, it works. But YouTube, you know, having the vaults there, having the, and then having, you know, being able to put on the shorts and all those things, you know, that's really, I think it's really helpful. Okay. Why did I change here? Oh, distance to target. Okay, so we have the distance to the target. And now what we need to check is if the we're going through each weapon, right? And we're getting the previous one, right? And the reduce gives us a callback function that has gives us the previous value, right, that we returned, and the current value, right? And you can set like well, it also gives you current index, and you can set the starter one. I think where is it? I think we can do yeah, it lets you do something like this, where you can set the initial value. So you can say, okay, what's the initial value, the first one you want to test with? And so you can say, okay, I want to test first with maybe this, the weapons 0, say, so you can say which one is the first one. So you're comparing, in the first attempt, you're comparing the same weapon, right? So yeah, that's a bit of random what we're doing here, right? And each time it brings the previous one and the next one, right? So you can do a comparison there. So what's it doing? It's giving us here we're actually getting the shortest range, right? So this is the one that has the shortest range. That's it, right? But we want to know is which one has the shortest range in comparison to the distance to the target, right? So what we should compare is yeah, so we don't have yeah, so say the range is 6, right? So yeah, we know we have one that is 6 and the other one is 3, the range, right? So since we know those, we know that that's the how we call it, the ranges that we have. Those are the numbers. We can do a little random here of what we needed to do, so that we can explain, so that I can run down what's going on here. So the first one is the first one that will attack, or that should attack, is the 6, the one with the range of 6. Why? Because when the enemy is at a range of 6, it triggers the attack mode, right? So it comes here and says, okay, I need to attack. So when it comes down here, it says, okay, it's at 6, so I use the weapon that is closer to that 6. But it should be not just closer to that 6. You see what I mean? Because it's not just the one that is closer to that number, but it should be below the number, but not higher than the next one. You see what I mean? So it should be below 6, right? In this particular case, it should be below 6, below the longest range of the longest weapon range, and greater than the next one, right? So actually, there's a very simple way we could fix this. We could simply say that, look at this. We can do it in a very simple way. Yeah. I'm gonna do it like this. Sorry, yeah. I'm gonna say const selected weapon. Okay, we can say this, and we're gonna say this dot weapons 0. Okay. Yeah, so if there are no weapons, we just return, right? So because if there are no weapons here, in fact, we're going to do this up here. We don't want to do anything else. If this the weapons 0 has nothing in it, we return. We go away because there's nothing to do. Yeah. So what we say here is selected weapon. This is what we want. Okay, selected weapon. And we say that this dot weapons or we could do a for let weapon of this the weapons. Yeah, I like this much better because I think it's more concise. Looks way better. So we can say that if this the target, selected weapon equals weapon the range smaller than distance to target, right? So we can do this in a very this is the target. Yeah, I'm trying to get fancy here, and yeah, don't do this, please. Don't do this. Yeah, don't be me. Don't be me. And then do it this way. Let's do it this way. Okay, very simple. I just wanted it to be one-liner because I know I have a thing for one-liners, you know. Yeah, I have a thing for one-liners. Don't blame me, okay? I just have a thing for one-liners. So we say weapon, okay? Oh, I made a constant. Yeah. So yeah, because the other option was to do it like an assignment, right? Where we just passing the current selected weapon otherwise, but it didn't look nice. I don't know. Didn't feel right. But yeah. So here we're selecting. So we come here and we say, okay, the first weapon, is it below? Or in fact, you know, the first one should be this dot higher largest, no, wasn't it? Weapon is the longest, is it? Distance? Wrong, range weapon. Well, how did we call it? How was the name of it again? Max attack range. But that's just a max attack range. Yeah, it's not the weapon itself. Are we selecting the weapon? Is it the weapon? No, it's just a number. Yes, I know. Because if it were the weapon, right? If it were the actual weapon, that would be cool, right? But no. Yes, no. So we just use this, okay? Yeah. So we have the first one here, right? We select the first one, and we say, is this one, you know, the first one? Because we're now iterating it. We say, okay, we select the first one by default, but now we come here and say, okay, let's look at each one of them. So the first one, is the range below this is the target, right? So if the target is at 6, right, and the weapon, this is at 3, I'm just going to select it. Oh, right, yeah, no. So, sorry, no. This is the target. Yeah, it's the other way around. So, yeah, let's switch it. Let's switch it. I like this way better because this is the way we thought about it, right? So, is the distance to target below the weapon range? This is a much better way of framing it, right? Is the target below weapon range? So we say no, because the first one is 3. So we say, okay, we come back and we go look at the second one. Is the distance to target below equal, we could say, right? Because if it's 6, right? It's at 6 and the weapon range is 6, we should be able to shoot the enemy, right? We should just try it, boom, shooting the enemy, right? Straight away. Yeah. So we start shooting. And we say, if that's the case, we select that weapon. Otherwise, we don't. Then we just let we just leave selected weapons there. But keep in mind that since we have the attack state selected. We know that we are within range. The point here is just finding out which one of the weapons are we going to use. Here we're just selecting weapon. Right? Selecting weapon based on distance. That's all we're really doing. So now when we come here to our game, a little twinkle game here. Let's do this thing. We select the barracks. And the enemies start coming in as our minions appear. And we have, you see the shooting animation, right? So I think what we should do with the shoot animation though is make sure that they're actually doing it when they shoot. Because we see they're doing it. We see they're actually shooting. But yeah, we don't really know where they're shooting from. Like, let's see the selection. Let's see the selection if it works. So we're going to come here and we are going to make them all ranged, because if they're all ranged, they can all fight close range as well. And we can see if they actually select the let's make them all ranged like that. And let's hit play. And let's put the barracks here. Let's see see them come here, and they start shooting. Oh, they keep shooting. They should be you see, we're testing out problems that we have. Look at that. There you go. Oh my god, it's horrible. That animation is just bad, mate. That animation is just so bad. It's not for this. It's not for this. I mean, the animation is good. The problem is that without shooting, if you just run it and don't just stop it, right? Don't make the animation, don't use it right. It looks like it's doing something else. Like you can't use that animation for a machine gun, for instance. How we can use it for a machine gun? I would definitely not. Like, I would 100% use it for something else, like like a gun, like cannon, like a cannon, because you just just doom, But then if you're like, yeah, it doesn't look good. Yeah, man, yeah. We're getting it on here. We're getting it on. Yeah, we're getting it on here. Yeah, mate. What's going on? What's going on? It's great. It's fantastic. All right. So the problem we have with this one is that yeah, I should clamp. We should have some kind of setting to clamp the animation. Yeah, sort of clamp it, say, hey, just go this far, because with a punch we didn't need to do that. We just needed to we just needed to do we just needed to punch, but in the case of the shooting, maybe we should say, okay, when you're finished, just stop and go back to idle, unless you're shooting. So keep shooting. I don't know. We will add that later. Maybe now we can first. Yeah, we're attacking here. Are you having fun? Is this fun? Are you enjoying this? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I'm enjoying this. I'm having fun. Yeah. Let's this is the test component that I did. Yeah, this is the one I used for the to test the folders of the components. Yeah, component folders, component groups. Yeah. Well, yeah, out of here. Let's remove it. All right. We don't need it anymore here. Yeah. Bye. There you go. So, oh yeah, I was using it to test how you can see the different components with the multi-select in the new version. Yeah, you haven't seen, some of you may not have seen the development version yet. We have multi-select and all that. That's partially what's making things difficult in many ways. That's a very, very big addition, and it's really changing things. So it's gonna be hard, very tough. So okay. Okay. So we have JJ Okocha. How's it going, mate? Thanks for being there. So it says, that's a Clippy. I love the Clippy, mate. I love the Clippy. Fantastic. Yeah, it's fun, but I missed why a Rogue Engine and what it brings to the table. How new is it? How did you choose it compared to something like P5? Which one is P5 again? Pico. I guess you're talking about Pico, I guess. But well, first of all, I made Rogue Engine, right? That's why we're using Rogue Engine most of all, because I'm doing content about the game engine that I made. What does it bring to the table? Well, it's the only game engine that you will find to use three.js, right? So you can use three.js by itself, which is the most powerful 3D environment for the web, right? Or you can use it, you can use it with code, definitely. It's fantastic. And in fact, I recommend just using, learning how to use three.js with code by itself. This kind of gives you an environment to use three.js, and it gives you a component system, so it gives you a Unity-like environment to use three.js. So, I think partially what makes three.js, what kind of complicates things for three.js a lot is that, its adoption for many people is that it's all fully code, right? And you have to do everything with code. And it's great for small things, but then as you start growing your project, it kind of feels difficult to do asset management, all of these things. So Rogue Engine gives you an environment that makes it more, that makes it easier for you to make, plan more bigger projects. So in a way, it's a way to kind of spread adoption and of web games, right? We need more web games. We need more games that we just go in the web and play them, right? We don't need to install anything, because we definitely has the power to run incredible stuff. So hey, make more web games. Congrats! Thanks, mate. Yeah, it's a difficult thing, but yeah, that's what I was talking about, the multi-select and all these things. I'm adding features, I'm adding stuff. We're very close to the 1.0. I promise we're very close to I've been saying this for a while now, and I just last couple of months, I guess, like the last 3 months, I'm saying that we're 3 months away. We're so delayed with 1.0. It's terribly difficult. I'm adding visual scripting. That's a problem. I had most things finished, and I decided, no, 1.0 has to have visual scripting. And I just fell in that rabbit hole, mate. I'm trying to, climb out of it. It's difficult to add visual scripting. Like the interpreter itself, it was, like I said, it's I did it very fast. I think the interpreter, I was very, very efficient in doing the interpreter, but the UX, the whole UI for it, it's extremely difficult to resolve, and it's probably going to be the first iteration of many iterations. It's going to need a lot of feedback from y'all. Because it's truly very, very difficult. I think what we have is good, it's nice, it's really nice. But hey, yeah, that's another thing that's going to bring more people into three.js, right? It's at least the very basics with visual scripting for artists, for people who are scared of code. Three.js is absolutely a row. I agree. Looking forward to seeing more from Rogue Engine. Thanks, mate. Yeah, you can join our Discord as well, and I bring in help if you need any. There's people building awesome stuff there as well for three.js. There's this guy called Dambao Ren there in the in the Discord. He's basically, because three.js, what this platform is more like a platform. I thought of it more like a platform, so you can actually come to Rogue Engine, and this is like a web page, right? So you can actually, this is a web page, right? This is a web page, right? This is a web page. So Dambao Ren just comes here and says, how can I hack this thing? How can I just add shit? And he starts adding buttons and adding things everywhere, and he made a Flappy Bird on top of the engine. Yeah, Dambao Ren is crazy. This guy is absolutely nuts. He made it a terrain editor on top of the thing, because the idea is that you can actually use it as a platform to build your own tooling and extend it. And it's more like, he would say it's like Linux. It feels like Linux in that way, that you can sort of make it your own in that way with editor scripts. You can use editor scripts. This is the extensions. For instance, here in the extensions, you have let me show you like one. You can put things like this in an editor folder, and underscore editor, and these things will only run within the editor. They will not run, they will not be packed within your game. So that's fantastic, because you can just add this and you just tune your editor, do whatever you want. So this, for instance, is just to show the UI, on top of the labels, on top of the enemies, on top of the minions and all that. It's just having the health bars and all that. It lets you see them in the editor when you select. Same thing with this, with the physics. The physics has as well. Where is it? Here has the wireframe thing. For the, where is it? Just now we don't have anything with physics in it, but I guess it's cool stuff. It's interesting. I don't know. But yeah, let's keep going. So what do we have here? So we know the problem we have now is that we're not really selecting our weapon. I'm thinking that maybe it's because we're not getting close enough. Oh, no. Right. No, I see what's going on. Yes. Okay. So, yeah. The problem here is that we're always getting the one that is like the longer one that is shortest, like closer to the enemy. That's the problem here, right? So say when we are close, when we are in the 3, right? When we're in the first one should be the one that we are using, right? We come here and say, hey, is this close enough to the enemy? I would say yes. I mean, get out. Sorry, we should get out there, but we're not doing that. We are actually coming back and saying, hey, is this? So yeah, puts us in a difficult situation. So what we can do is we can say, we know we're in range. So yeah, let's do this. I have a mess here. I don't have enough space. I can't wait to open donations to, change my chair. My chair is falling apart. And say, I open the donations things. You buy me a chair, and it's put in the desk because I don't even have space for my thermos. Donate a few bucks for the chair and the desk. That would be fun. Yeah. So that's one thing we need to add. The monetization, the super chats for the chair. little pin message there. Oh, we have low latency. What's going on? Oh no. I don't see any low latency. Oh, we have. You still see the low latency? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Right. I'm an idiot. You're right. Why? You're saying that it's fine. You said low latency, and I say so, for some reason I read like it was high latency. Yeah. I'm an idiot. I've been doing audio and latency related stuff, networking so long that I should have read that immediately. But no. I oh my god, I just read that the exact opposite. Shit. Crazy is that, eh? How's it going, mate? You're not streaming today. Are you streaming now, or what are you doing? Oh, it just finished. How's it going, mate? Oh, you're raiding. Thanks, mate. Because I don't see any, because the numbers here didn't show in anything. So I'm an OBS, and I have like this it doesn't show me the raids and the numbers I kind of shared, and they don't really show so much. But yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I guess I'll see the numbers later, because honestly, like right now it doesn't show anything. It doesn't even show that you were there. I think it just shows me. So thanks, mate. Thanks for. All right, yeah. It's probably that. Dropped off near the end. Right. Yeah, no problem, mate. No problem. Thanks for joining. Thanks. One person rating is fantastic. In fact, I was going to finish now and rate you, with my one person watching. So yeah. thanks for the raid, mate. But yeah, we're doing. What are we doing? Yeah, we are. What are we doing here? Yeah, we're applying the this thing here. So we're selecting the weapon to shoot with. We know the range of the weapons. We need to select the weapon that is the shortest range. You see, sorry, the one that is not the shortest range, but the one that is the shortest range one from the ones that are within range. Right, so we first check that they are within range, and then see, okay, which ones can we actually use. So yeah, I'm thinking. Oh, right. So the previous thing we had was okay. If we can we do this on just once, right? So I was thinking we could use a little yeah, because yeah, we need to select it. We need to actually select it, because I was thinking to use a function like a recursive function, but it's just going to overcomplicate things. So what we're going to do is, instead of having selected weapon, well, we are going to have a selected weapon probably. Yeah, we are going to have a selected weapon, but we're going to have a let in range weapons, right? And we're going to make that an array. All right, I'm going to say RDS weapon array, right? So this is what it's going to be. And first of all, what we're going to do is, we're going to, instead of doing this, we're just going to say in range weapons dot push, and we say weapon here, right? And then we come here and we say selected weapon. In fact, we're going to declare it here. We're going to declare it here because there's no reason to have it before. Then selected weapon equals this dot in range weapons. No, I was remembering these weapons, and yeah, it's just in range weapons dot reduce, and we say so we have previews and current, and we say what are we going to say? If current dot range is smaller than previous dot range, we return current, otherwise return previous, right? There you go. So there you go. So this one should give us the selected weapon correctly. Recursion. Ew, he says. People who don't appreciate recursion. Who doesn't love a good recursive method? I love recursive methods. They give me, they tickle me in the right places. They just get me. Recursion. Yes. Who doesn't love a bit of recursion? There you go. Now just come here and say play. There you go. And barracks. And now we watch it unfold. They should, when they get close, they should punch. There you go. So they should from below. You know, they're doing the shoot thing, and when they get close enough, they punch. There you go. If they're close enough to punch, they'll punch. Right? Otherwise, they'll shoot and move. You know, we have remember, we can we can idle, we can walk, we can attack with a punch, right? We can die. We can shoot. What kind of thing is, what kind of shoot is that? What is this? This is not a proper shooting, mate. This is, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is no. Stop that. No. This is not appropriate for YouTube. This is not appropriate conduct for YouTube. You're on timeout. Go think about your behavior. Shouldn't be doing this. Keir Starmer won't like it. You know, Keir Starmer would say, this video is for adults only. And show your ID, or you won't be able to watch this. My God. cheap viewers. We have cheap viewers on Stream Boo. Oh my god. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Bye. There you go. So yeah, I think we've had enough for today. Yeah, we've had our fun, our loads of fun, and what else should we do now? Maybe to close it off. This works. We have weapon selection. Maybe we should separate this. Yeah, we separate this. We should have a select weapon method, right? And what it does is it simply gets the distance to target, does all that, and comes here, does all this, and then return selected weapon. There you go. So we come here and we say const selected weapon equals select weapon. There you go. We should probably do this, and we could also grab this method and move it out of here, because I think I like to have select state and apply state together, you know, for our little state machine. And we can put it on here, right? Yeah, it'll be okay. Okay, yes, beautiful. There you go. Isn't that cool? Isn't that nice? Yeah, I like it. All right, yeah, I'm happy with this. We have a minions that shoot. I'm happy with this. Now, let's think about the things that we have in our to-do list. We have a to-do list. Do we have a to-do list? Yeah, we have a to-do list. Make weapon control animation. Yeah, we did that. There you go. Create ranged minions. Yeah, we did. There you go. Yeah, we actually need to add, you know, well, no, yeah. We need the shooting. We need this shooting weapon. We need to create the shooting animation, and you know, synchronize shooting animation with the projectile. We don't have projectiles yet, so we need to add projectiles. And yeah, then we'll need to do the waypoint checkpoint system thing. The range thing. This should be very simple. I think we could resolve this very quick in a one stream, half quarter the stream, because we already have this. We just need to copy what we did with the tower. I just added to a little minion there. The only complicated part is going to be synchronizing with the animation, but that's it really. We don't need to do a lot. And then we have a waypoint checkpoint system, which is the waypoint thing. That's it. If we're going to use waypoints, we're going to need a checkpoint system. But before we do that, I really want to try using A star or something like that, figuring out like how to do the simplest way we can add like kind of nav mesh that then we can interconnect with this. What I mean is, how can I let you use whatever you want in this platform, right? That's my idea. So maybe what I will do, because here we have like almost everything for this game. I think we have the only missing thing here, the only missing link, I think, is upgrading units, things like that. Well, that's simple enough. We can do upgradable units, renaming things. We need to do all kinds of stuff like that to standardize things, because we have no standards here at all. We need to see how we're going to do the font thing. So the UI in general is going to need a proper thing. Setting up enemy waves. this is another thing missing there. Yeah, so we need to actually fix and do something about the game logic. Like the game logic there is going to need a bit of a tune up. But maybe to make it like more tunable, lots of configurations and things and how you can set up your own sort of game. If I can let you like just touch a few configurations and create a unique kind of game, your own tower defense very easily, then we can do another game logic for add a game logic for say an RTS game and start playing with that. But for tower defense, it should be simple enough, at least, that you can create all sort of maps for a tower defense, and you can use it for that. But yeah, I think for now we're happy with this. Coming back Thursday. It's going to be Thursday at 7 p.m. GMT, as always. And what we're going to do on Thursday is we're going to make a vertical scroller. We're going to forget about this for a while, until next Tuesday. We're going to not do this game, and we're going to play with something else. Just have fun with something else, and then we come back refreshed to this stream to do this game in particular. But we need a bit. We need a bit of a change of rhythm. To do like, okay, let's do something one stream, and I think that will be a lot more fun. That will be a lot better. We need that. We need more of that. So let's do that. And I need something I can put in the examples page fast, like that. So hey. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. If you're watching this, leave a like, something, subscribe, all that shit, because I really need it, mate. I really need it. So hey, don't forget to do that. And and join me on Thursday. Don't forget that. Join the Discord. Don't forget that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being there. I really appreciate it. Truly appreciate it. Everyone who watches, everyone who leaves a like, everyone who leaves a subscription, comments. That really, 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 really helps. This is a difficult endeavor. This is very difficult stuff, and just having you there, it really makes it worth it. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye. I always forget this. This is embarrassing. Bye.